Hello friends, Tony Bacigalupo here, and I want to talk to you about one of my favorite tools for semi-synchronous collaboration. It's called the to-done list. Now this is something that I created a while ago when I was running work sprints where people would get together and they would work alongside one another during timed focus sessions. We would use kind of basic techniques from the Pomodoro technique, things like that, where we would set a time, we'd work on some stuff, we'd take a break, we'd work on some stuff, and just kind of get into a rhythm of being really, really focused and productive together. Super, super effective. This layer that I added, this to-done list, is basically a really easy, simple way for us to celebrate what we're achieving during a specific period of time so that we can, first of all, just feel good about what we're getting done, but also so that we can get a little bit of insight into what other people are working on. And so what I want to do is I want to show you a little bit about how the to-done list works, show you how you can run one for yourself, and why it's so valuable. So let's just jump into it right now, and we'll go from there. So this is the document I created. It's extremely simple. It's basically just a title, a little description, and then a intro space, and then the actual achievements throughout the day. So I actually think that the introduction space is super, super important because this is where people get to know each other and what they're about and what they're working on. For me, I actually included a link to my personal site and just a little info on what I'm up to. But what is so cool is that people who might not know each other or not know each other that well just get to know a little bit more about who they are. If people put links to their sites, they can check each other out. But very quickly you start to get a vibe for who's in this room and what are they up to. Now for me, I kind of encouraged everybody to pick out their own personal color that they could use to kind of track themselves throughout the day. People don't perfectly do this, but I kind of made it a commitment myself to just keep the document really clean, and so I would help people clean up their colors or whatever and the formatting throughout the day. I'm a little bit obsessive like that, but helps me to feel a little bit better. Even capitalizing like I'm doing right now in the video. So what I do is, first of all, just set an example by putting my own stuff in here. And then in this case, I just tweeted this out and asked for people to jump in and join me if they wanted to. But you could plan this as part of a work sprint or a part of another kind of event that you plan in advance. And you could just leave this open in a pinned tab on your browser throughout the day. And the thing you have to remember is to keep coming back to it. And if you see people aren't updating, you might want to nag them for an update at some point. But what's also nice with Google Docs in particular is that you can just comment on each other's stuff. And so we actually ended up having some pretty nice, pretty personal conversations just through the comments in the Google Doc. And in some cases, we actually, I'll show you in a moment, we actually got into some business networking. And then for the achievements, it's really, really simple. We just start adding stuff as we go. And so as we are achieving things, we just add a new line and color it and keep going. And this could be as small as a teeny tiny little task like sending an email. It could be a really monumental thing like launching a new website or something like that. In some cases, it could just be a really, really personal small thing, catching up on sleep, taking a 10-minute walk. And the idea here is for us to get a better sense of where our time is going, celebrate the things we do that might not have gone on our to-do list. And I think that's a big part of what makes me feel shame at the end of the day when I don't achieve everything I set out to do in my to-do list is that there's all these other things I'm doing that I'm not acknowledging that are also valuable and also important. So I think this gives us a more realistic understanding of what is really expected when it comes to what you can do in a given day. And then, as you can see, the list just fills up over time, and we also get to have opportunities for deeper discussions. So in this case, one of the members in this group actually works with teenagers. One of the members was dealing with a conversation with their teenager, and they ended up having like a whole business networking conversation right in the comments of this thread. But what's really cool is that you start to learn a lot about the other people who are in the room. You start to learn some specifics about their lives, the particulars of what's going on in their work, but then also just in their personal lives, what's going on for them. And so it can feel really productive, it can feel really connective, and it can just feel really good. And then people end up, in some cases, brainstorming with each other, end up helping each other troubleshoot things, sharing resources, and maybe just feel okay with the fact that we're all just trying to figure this out together. So the beauty of this is it's extremely easy to create one of these. It's easy to send them out to people. And in a time when people are burned out on synchronous video meetings and when meeting in person might be difficult, having a space where people can connect and talk to each other and collaborate without having to be on video, without having really strict time constraints, allows people to pop in and out. Somebody here had a long meeting, something like that. They could go do it, and then they could just pop back in whenever it's convenient for them. So really, really simple construct, really easy to reproduce, creates a tremendous amount of value. Hope you find value in this. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. And to download your own editable copy of the template that I created, go ahead and check the description for more details on how you can do that. And follow me on all the social media, Tony B Good, TonyBGoode. Anything you could do to help get the word out, the likes, the subscribes, all that stuff is really, really helpful to me. Hope this is useful to you. Check out some of the other stuff I've got coming up as well. And in the meantime, keep being awesome.